Han Boon, the ambitious young CEO of a multi-million-dollar restaurant, harbored grand aspirations to elevate his establishment from a modest one-star rating to the coveted three-star pinnacle. Despite his sharp intellect and a reputation for cleverly adapting recipes from other renowned chefs to gain a competitive edge, he stressed to his head chef, Zhang, the importance of creative innovation over mere popularity. Han Boon's older brother, Han Soon, also managed a restaurant, boasting a respectable two-star certification. Both siblings operated under the family company, driven by their mother's promise. The first to achieve a three-star rating would seize ultimate authority over the holding company. Han Boon's strategy centered on unveiling a revolutionary new dish that he believed would secure the elusive third star. However, his hopes were dashed when he discovered the same unique dish already featured on another restaurant's menu. Driven by intense curiosity, he embarked on a search, meticulously tracking down the restaurant. Upon arriving, Han Boon found the restaurant eerily empty, save for a beautiful woman diligently gardening in the backyard, so deeply engrossed in her task that she remained oblivious to his presence. He boldly requested she cook the dish for him, but she politely refused, citing a paucity of ingredients. Han Boon, ever persistent, convinced her to direct him to a special farm for a rare kind of beef crucial to the dish. At the market, Han Boon was informed of the beef's scarcity. Undeterred, he resourcefully purchased all available beef and affixed a special label, attempting to deceive the woman. However, she astutely caught his ruse. Despite this initial misstep, they proceeded to the woods, where they collaborated to find a special mushroom, another vital component of the dish. Throughout the cooking process, Han Boon was remarkably observant, meticulously absorbing each step. When he finally tasted the dish, he was utterly amazed, so much so that he eagerly offered to acquire the restaurant or invest in it, proposing a partnership for sharing recipes. However, the woman, named Mo Yun-jo, was incensed by his overtures, perceiving him as a money-hungry individual. She discerned his lack of genuine passion for cooking and his disregard for the fundamental principles of ingredients, leading her to emphatically decline his offer. The following day, Mo Yun-jo received an unwelcome visit from her landlady, who sternly reminded her of a 1-month grace period to pay her rent. Meanwhile, on his way home, Han Boon stumbled upon a disturbing online news article detailing a man's suicide attempt after being blackmailed for a recipe. Almost immediately, Han Soon, Han Boon's brother, swiftly moved a motion to dismiss Han Boon as a company director, a motion that was largely agreed upon. On his way to visit the victim in the hospital, Han Boon overheard the man thanking Han Soon and remarking that he was merely stuffed with vitamins. Han Boon informed his mother of this revelation, but she was already aware, advising him to play dirty too, for winning is all that matters. Driven by his mother's advice and a renewed determination, Han Boon returned to Mo Yun-jo's restaurant. He reiterated his offer to acquire the establishment, but she stubbornly refused, preferring an investment. She stipulated that she would only agree if Han Boon worked alongside her, demonstrating his true commitment to the business. After extensive deliberation, they reached an agreement and formally signed the document. The next day, Mo Yun-jo, seeking a special chili powder, was enraged and tearful for several hours when she found she couldn't afford it. Han Boon, aiming to scale the business, proposed hiring a team of top-tier chefs with extensive experience. Mo Yun-jo, however, adamantly disagreed, instead employing a seemingly lousy woman who had worked in another restaurant for over 14 years. This sparked a heated argument between them, with Mo Yun-jo firmly instructing Han Boon to concentrate on dining room issues, such as adding tables and chairs, while she managed kitchen staffing. Suddenly, Han Boon found himself bankrupt while attempting to book a 5-star hotel. His car was repossessed due to his removal as a company director. This forced him to book a very cheap hotel room, paying with his expensive suit. The following morning, he dutifully purchased 2 tables and 4 chairs to uphold his word, sacrificing his expensive watch and nearly regretting the decision. Han Boon attempted to leverage his influencer friends to promote the restaurant and its cuisine, but they were all unaccountably busy and unavailable, much to his frustration. He angrily lashed out at the slacking extra chef before storming out of the restaurant. During his outing, he made new friends who enlightened him about Mo Yun-jo's unique ingredient principles, explaining why no one could replicate her cooking. These new acquaintances also presented him with the secret chili pepper she had so desperately desired. Han Boon returned to the restaurant to a pleasant surprise: gifts from Mo Yun-jo. She had prepared a meal, bought him a shirt, and apologized on behalf of the hired chef. His mood brightened, and he gratefully presented her with the secret spice. Minutes later, their 2 new friends brought in a flurry of customers, who enthusiastically devoured various delicious meals, happily paying for the first time. After closing for the day, they were unexpectedly visited by a spoiled rich kid, the son of the owner of Myung-soon's previous workplace. He had come to humbly beg Myung-soon to return, apologizing for his past actions. She steadfastly refused to move with him, much to his father's profound disappointment. That same night, the spoiled kid, intoxicated, aggressively attacked Han Boon for taking his worker. The two men began fighting fiercely, even pulling each other's hair like women. Back in Seoul, Han Soon, speaking to Han Boon's former chef Jang, arrogantly declared that his brother would never succeed because he possessed only persistence, not genuine passion. Chef Jang, opportunistically switching sides, pledged her loyalty to Han Soon, promising to secure the 3 stars. Han Boon was heartbroken and enraged by this betrayal, shouting at her over the phone. The next day, the landlady arrived at the restaurant, escorting a prospective client interested in renting the space as a warehouse, all in the presence of Mo Yoon-jo and Han Boon. The landlady explained she had heard rumors that the restaurant had gone under and couldn't afford rent, debts, or customers. Incensed, they stormed out to confront their suspected culprit, the spoiled kid. He denied spreading the rumor, demanding proof. Han Boon, furious, attempted to attack him, but Mo Yoon-jo skillfully intervened, pulling him away. On their way home, the restaurant was suddenly swarmed by various government agencies, demanding certificates and approvals. Fortuitously, Mo Yoon-jo possessed all the necessary licenses, leaving the agencies no choice but to depart. Han Boon retaliated by calling agencies to the spoiled kid's garage. In return, the boy parked in front of the restaurant, prompting Han Boon to park in front of his. At this point, both were engaged in a childish and unproductive parking war. When Mo Yoon-jo returned, she was visibly pissed at Han Boon for letting them get entangled in the parking dispute. She wisely advised him that the restaurant business often breeds envy and jealousy, and that he should always set aside his pride. The next morning, Mo Yoon-jo refused to open the business, instead planning to visit a farmer far from her place. Han Boon grudgingly followed. Upon their arrival, they found the farmer sick and incapacitated. Mo Yoon-jo kindly promised their assistance, even though Han Boon was initially reluctant. After completing their tasks, the farmer gratefully offered them gifts. On their way home, they were both thoroughly drenched in the rain, and Han Boon tenderly held her hand, guiding her to safety. As soon as they arrived home, they discovered the restaurant had been destroyed and caught fire. The primary suspect was the spoiled rich kid, who, drunk, had broken into the restaurant. Mo Yoon-jo threatened to report the crime to the police, but he begged for forgiveness, admitting his wrongdoing, though claiming no memory of setting the fire. He promised to restore the place to its former beauty. Back at La Cecile, Han Soon served his mother their special dish, prepared by Chef Jang. To his dismay, she spit it out, declaring he would never achieve a 3-star rating with such a meal and cautioning him to watch out for his brother, especially after his betrayal. Chef Jang overheard every word. While repairing the restaurant, Myung-soon discovered a CIA certificate, proof that Mo Yoon-jo had attended the prestigious Culinary Institute of America, complete with photographs of her and her classmates, a fact she had kept secret. After cleaning, they decided to eat and rest. While dining, a friend informed them of an upcoming cooking competition, with a lucrative prize of 5 million won. This news motivated them immensely, driving them at top speed to the registration point, where they barely managed to register in time by cleverly tricking the person in charge. On his way home, Han Boon was intercepted by Chef Jang, who had come to check on him, mistakenly believing Mo Yoon-jo was his girlfriend. When he disagreed, she attempted to maliciously expose his alleged secret of preying on and using young women. Mo Yoon-jo, curious, asked who she was, and Han Boon reluctantly introduced her as his ex-girlfriend. In a fit of anger, Han Boon bluntly told Chef Jang that she was not as talented as Mo Yoon-jo and to never contact him again. The next day, they went to the market for competition ingredients, initially confused about what to cook. They ultimately decided on a very basic, easy to make, and delicious dish. Mo Yoon-jo hurriedly bought the ingredients and prepared for the competition. Upon arriving at the venue, their bus was noticeably the worst among the others. Han Boon then discovered that his parents' company was sponsoring the event, and La Cecile had a truck in the competition. The company and his brother had also increased the winning prize to 10 million won. When Han Boon approached Chef Jang, she bitterly confessed she came because he had hurt her and she wanted to see Mo Yoon-jo's culinary skills. This made the competition even more intense for them, as they became fiercely determined to win the prize and prove their superiority. Han Boon, aiming for culinary distinction, purchased extra ingredients on credit to ensure their dish stood out. As they began distributing their meals, everyone loved it, eager for a taste. People enthusiastically posted about it and voted for the contestants. They were the first to sell out their meals, even with the large quantity they prepared, people clamored for more. They celebrated their success while Chef Zhang could barely complete her meal. On the second day of the competition, Han Sun was even more ready to win. Meanwhile, his brother had hired a mega star to perform at the event, aiming to draw the crowd to their truck and secure victory. The superstar sang, and everyone was captivated. At the end of the day, the competition concluded, with Han Boon and his team coming in second place. Han Boon was incensed, knowing the immense effort they had invested. He angrily approached his brother, accusing him of cheating to win. When they returned to the restaurant, Han Boon confessed his long-held crush on Mo Yun-jo, and they shared a passionate kiss.